Freaking out, man. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
What do all men in power want? More power.
And now, broadcasting live on GMN from an undisclosed location in the Arizona desert. Italian by birth, American by choice. Songwriter, poet, freedom activist, luca-zanna with Love, Guns, and Freedom.
All systems go.
Don't tread on us. We're not afraid. You work for us.
Hi everybody, this is luca-zanna. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom on K-Talks 1340 AM and of course also on Guerrilla Media Network. Don't forget that you can pretty much listen to all the shows and of course also the broadcasting on my website, lovegunsfreedom.com. Today is September the 28th, 2014. 3-hour show, a lot of information, a lot of interesting things. And yes, I would like to start first of all with the first hour. As you know, I talk about a little bit about news, things that happened during the last few days, during the week. And my type of news I like to share with you are news that they should make us think and give us an opportunity to prepare and to also try to make things better. Because I always believe that we have a very important role in society. Even if it is just a local level or state level, we must, our preparation, our reality that we can be aware of things and we can be proactive, not reactive, give us the chance at least to have a chance. That's the point. I hope it makes sense. For example, I understand many people, they say there is nothing I can do, just do what I have to do. And that's partially is fine. I understand that sometimes we cannot change everything. But let's put it this way. Visualize that you have a big train coming towards you, full steam. This train is going to come no matter what. Even if you jump or if you dance or whatever you want to do, or if you sing and cry, it's still going to come. But the point is, at least if you are aware that this train is going to hit you, instead of being there, laying down on the railroad, you can pretty much maybe move or try to have a better position. That's pretty much what it's about. So the news I'm trying to bring today, unfortunately, they're news that they're not exactly what you call good news, because there is a lot of information that it makes you think, because I tell you something. We were talking last week about all this Ebola. You pretty much understand now. I hope you understand that, first of all, crises, they are pretty much created or they are fueled by governments to take more powers. And now you realize that, for example, all we need is a big crisis, and there's a lot of interesting things that are happening. For example, one thing that I found very disturbing this week, this is a new policy from pretty much this administration, the Obama administration, that we know very well that the last few years, at least over 150 top brass in the different branches of our armed force, they've been pretty much told to go home. They've been, demoted or just fired. And this is pretty much a sign that there is some sort of a coup from this administration that, unfortunately, it is not friend of the American people. Now, people can say, this is just some sort of conspiracy. You must be another Republican. First of all, talking about Republican, in the second part of the first hour, I will share with you a very important event. I pretty much will burn and rip off my Republican registration card. And I also will tell you why. I've always been an advocate. We must be involved in the party, no matter which party. And I believe still that we can do our part. But as independents, I don't want any more morally to be somehow connected to any party, because they're all working for the evil forces of global government. That's my reality. That's the facts I will show you, and I will prove the points. But meanwhile, coming back to what I was saying, the news that we have today that I think are very disturbing, this military that now is being pretty much completely destroyed. I mean, we have the forces, our military forces, they are before pre-1942, before World War II, before 1940. We have the lowest level of armed force in the book. Of course, we have a lot of contractors, we have a lot of mercenaries, cost us even more. They pretty much, they have no allegiance to any constitution or to the American people, and that's scary. But what now I found out this week, even more dangerous and more completely, something should make us think, I don't care who you are, I don't care which party, it's pretty much that on USA Today, the military will allow, they call them undocumented immigrants, I call them illegal aliens, because that's the technical legal term. When you break the law, you're an illegal alien, to serve. Okay? So they will have the opportunity to join the military. This is for the first time in decades under the new Department of Defense policy that was unveiled last Thursday. Pretty much these new rules will expand an existing program allowing recruiters to target foreign nationals with high demand skills, mostly rare foreign language expertise or specialized healthcare training. For the first time, the program, known as Military Accessions in the National Interest, or MAVNI, will open to immigrants without a proper visa if they came to the U.S. with their parents before age 16. They must be approved under a 2012 Obama administration policy known as the Fair Action for Child Arrivals. Pretty much is a king's rule. Now, this is very important. This is a precedent that should make you really freak out. Meanwhile, we have in pretty much a lot of people that put a lot of years in the service being fired, being cut off, being told that even before retirement they need to leave because the budget is gone. Of course, with all this military-industrial complex, all the money that pretty much we're being robbed, of course now the budget is gone, but intentionally. Now, think about it. We have a potential new form of military that will be sons or daughters of illegal aliens, and they were illegal aliens themselves. This is very serious. Remember the famous army that Obama was talking about, an army that pretty much it was available to, it would be more powerful than the regular army. Guess what? Now, some of these people, they pretty much will be recruited also by Homeland Security as the new green police. You understand? The new green police. That means the police that will pretty much come and tell you how to live your life. They will tell you if you can burn a wood stove. They can tell you how many times you can flush your toilet. They can tell you what type of food you can eat. I mean, this is serious, guys. This is serious. Now, solutions. First of all, being aware. First of all, share it, this information, and start to scream. And I mean scream. This is no more time to be agreeing to disagree. They are pretty much preparing for the final takeover. Do you understand that? This is serious. You think when you have an army, mainly or at least enough illegal aliens, they're going to be in this army, and they will need to start to do police actions against the American people, against the people that Homeland Security already pretty much declare potential domestic terrorists, like Christians, like gun owners, like people who believe in freedom. If you do not believe in global government, if you pretty much support, the property rights, everything that pretty much is like almost in 1984 now, and you will have this new cadre of drones or zombies coming from other countries where pretty much they don't have any values, they don't have any type of the principle of the republic, freedom, Bill of Rights. They will be very grateful to the state to collect a check and to make them part of America. America with a K, not with a C. Okay? So this is pretty much the story. Now, we must be aware, we must pretty much start to, at this point, make Congress responsible. Because at the end of the day, I understand Congress now is becoming pretty much useless because they want it to be useless, because they give up their power. And I will tell you why also. This is part why I completely am disgusted, fed up with any party. And I really believe that this is something we need to look into it, because probably it's part of the solution. Now, another news, we know very well, at least many of us understand, that unfortunately, this religion of peace, not peace like the peace that you eat, but the peace supposed to be freedom, non-violence, it's a bunch of crap. I mean, this is true. If you read the Quran, I'm sorry, if you are a good Muslim, there is a part that pretty much spell it out, that infidels, they have three options. One is an option to submit and convert. If you don't like that, option number 2, it is to pay a tax. You're going to be a Class B citizen, also called Dima. That's the tax. Number 3, you must die. They cut your throat. I didn't make this up, and I have no really problems with any religion, till they mind their business and till they don't infringe on my rights. But unfortunately, we know very well that the religion of peace, like Bush used to call it, or Obama, it is not religion of peace. And unfortunately, at least even Christians, the most extremist type of branches of Christianity, come on, I never heard really women beheaded or men beheaded like they do, this type of religion of peace. But coming close to our home, in Oklahoma, a woman was beheaded at a workplace. And a man pretty much was fired from an Oklahoma food processing plant, beheaded a woman with a knife, and was attacking another worker when he was shot and wounded by a company official. By the way, there was an off-duty deputy, and thankfully he was allowed to carry a gun. So, think about it. Now we start beheading also in America. Now, think about it. This is something that it is very, I don't say scary, but make you think. This person, Alton Nolan, the alleged perpetrator, I also attended a mosque that was run by the imam that was tied to Anwar al-Awlaki, the Al-Qaeda operative who died at the Pentagon a few months after the 9/11. Now, probably doesn't mean anything, but the point is, you will see that this incident will pretty much feed into the propaganda effort that is directed against the Muslim and also this war against ISIS. As I said, normally I have no problem with any Muslim till they mind their business, till they don't try to infringe my rights, till they don't try to impose their religion on me. And there may be also decent people out there. I'm sure there are. The problem is that if you are a good Muslim, I think you have a conflict of interest between the United States Constitution and Bill of Rights and your book, because your allegiance only to your God. So, but regardless, the government will use this situation to start to pump up more this ISIS, the crisis. Now, about news, about ISIS, pretty much I would like to remind to anybody who supports wars. First of all, it's kind of almost crazy. You support a war. I mean, the war is kind of scary. It's the word itself. The war should be something just to defend yourself. But regardless, in America, if you believe in the Constitution, only Congress can declare war. We got that right. So we must understand that, unfortunately, Obama already proven the case that, and make the case stronger and stronger, that he does not need any more Congress authority to move war actions, because technically the only war is the one declared by Congress. And if you study our history, the last war we had, sanctioned by our Constitution as an act of war declared by Congress, was World War II. Now, Obama said that he has the authority to go to Syria and to bomb ISIS, the same ISIS terrorist that 2 years ago, Obama administration, with the McCains of the world, with the Graham, Senator Graham, and all the other part of the military-industrial complex, we were supporting with thousands, with millions of dollars of weapons trained by the CIA. And there are photos of McCain, Senator McCain, that humongous piece of garbage, I don't want to offend the garbage, that he was there hugging and giving them medals. Now, 2 years later, they pretty much pretend that we are completely dumb and stupid, and we must go after ISIS, the same ISIS that pretty much we supported. And this war is going to go length, and pretty much we don't know how many years. Americans, wake up. Don't you understand? This is time to wake up. This is the last chance we have, really. Because now, this ISIS is going to bring us another conflict, the same conflict that Syria. Remember when Obama wanted to bomb Syria? What business do we have to mind in Syria, a country like Syria? We have no idea. The average American doesn't have no any idea why that we want to go to Syria. But trust me, it's not to save, to share democracy, to bring democracy. Come on, wake up. They want to bring down the Syrian government for many reasons. First of all, it's a government that is not aligned with the IMF, International Monetary Fund. Like Libya, they don't have a private central bank. They don't accept Monsanto. They don't want to be part of the New World Order. And I'm not defending him. I'm sure that the guy is not a saint. But I tell you something, between, let's say in this way, the actual person in charge, the president of Syria, and the new democracy, like they did in Egypt, like in Libya, pretty much that means the mobs will rule. And you know who got more votes will bring complete evil and Sharia law in that country. So far, in Syria, they have a secular government, like in Egypt they used to have with Mubarak. There was part of it, pretty much also different religions were allowed, and there were much more stability, and there were not this complete mayhem, completely acts of violence. But that's exactly what Obama administration is following the plan. It's like a grand chess. It's a big chess game. And they need to destabilize completely that area. And now, same ISIS that we supported, they supported it with our tax dollar. Now, according to McCain, we must go there to take care of business. It's so sad because every one of us should call the White House now. Every one of us should call any member of Congress or the Senate that support this travesty and tell us, first of all, you're a liar. First of all, when the Constitution is that we must go out around the world spreading our blood, destroying our reputation for just some special interest, and you try to pretty much always try to hide them behind this sort of big BS freedom. You don't know what freedom is. Not in our name. Okay? McCain, you are the biggest disgrace of this republic. I'm ashamed of you. As an American, I'm ashamed of you. Anyway, so this is pretty much some of the news that we are going through now. On other part, we have United Nations, our great friends of the United Nations, and of course, I'm sure you understand I've been sarcastic, that as usual, they don't mind their business. They want to tell us how to live our lives, and they're so concerned about our security and health. So the United Nations right now is coming out publicly to propose a global lead ammo ban. This proposed ban will serve as a backdoor gun control by cutting global supply of ammo. So if you're not happy already that the ammo price went skyrocket since Mr. Obama went in power, now the United Nations will try to create this sort of ban of lead ammo. And of course, what do you think? The Obama administration is not going to comply with that. They already did enough. Even without Senate approval, they pretty much signed the Small Arms Treaty with former Senator Kerry. I mean, this is amazing. So think about it. They really want your guns. They really want our guns. They want it so bad they will find every way they can, starting, of course, even from the ammunition. Now, solutions. First of all, you need to start to really be serious about it. If you think you have just a couple thousand of rounds in your home, I'm sorry, that's not enough. That's not enough. You need to start to put in your budget whatever gun you have, whatever type of caliber you have, stock up. Stock up. Otherwise, you're going to have pretty much expensive tools, metal and wood weights. Okay? So it's something you need to consider. Now, Eric Holder resigns. He should go to jail. He should be trialed. Should put on trial for all the things, the terrible things this subhuman species of excrement, donkey excrement, is been doing. Eric Holder, you are a disgrace, but unfortunately nothing new. It's part of the plan. I mean, this is supposed to be the highest attorney we have in our country. It's supposed to be something completely justice for all. No, it's being used as a political weapon against a part of America. And if people don't understand this, that's why I really feel sorry when people were divided into this party. They think just because we're talking truth about Eric Holder, we are Republicans. No, I'm not Republican anymore. I'm an independent. And I try to stick with the facts. And I was saying the same things when there was the other piece of garbage under Bush, Ashcroft, and the other one, Gonzalez. So that's the point. Mr. Holder, he is a complete disgrace. I mean, you want to see how many things terrible he did. Just think about Fast and Furious. Seriously. I mean, we're talking about the new IRS scandal, that we're talking about destroying records, investigations that they're a joke. I mean, everything is completely following an agenda that it's almost unbelievable this is happening. Anyway, listen, now be ready for part 2 of our 1, and I will tell you why I left the Republican Party, and I also will mention some names. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Ciao.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman.
I'm not afraid.
And a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth.
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Gianluca Zanna.
I'm not afraid.
And his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. Gianluca Zanna's.
You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Gianluca Zanna on Guerrilla Media Network. Here we are back with Luca Zanna, Love, Guns, and Freedom. This is the second part of our first hour. Now, very important. Since I came to America, 1998, and when I became an American citizen, naturalized American citizen, that was exactly April the 29th, 2005. I always understood that there were somehow two different type of ideologies. And this is pretty much everywhere. I never believe in left and right. I believe that it's pretty much almost the same, but under a different type of color. So if you say communism, or if you say left, it's sort of a collectivist, and you say right, in the sense of fascism, it's the same. The point is that you pretty much, as individual, you're negated. You don't exist. You don't have rights. You're pretty much incorporated and you're suppressed by the collectivist, or also what is called the state. State is your final god. That was under Mussolini with the fascism, pretty much was the exaltation of the state as a role to do everything, to be omnipotent, to be almost like unlimited power. And of course, joining, unioning, creating this sort of a union with the corporations, so much that Mussolini called it corporatism. Same way, the socialist pretty much was exactly what the fascist was. Everything was socialized. And so under Hitler, the Nazi was a national party, National Socialist Party, Nazi. And now when people think, oh, they're left, there's no difference. So now we have this two spectrum, Democrats and Republicans. Unfortunately, Republicans forgot a long time ago, and they left a long time ago. The original statement was supposed to be individual responsibilities, small government. And more important, both parties should always obey and stay in the guidelines of the United States Constitution. Now, where I'm coming to, that I am fed up with both parties. When I became an American in 2005, I never pledged allegiance to any party. I never said I will pledge allegiance to the Democratic Party or to the Republican Party or to the Libertarian Party. No. I pledge allegiance to America and to its Constitution and to the values America is supposed to represent. I believe in liberty. I believe in freedom. I believe that I have rights and I should be left alone by anybody until I infringe on somebody else's rights. Simple as that. Now, both parties, unfortunately, we must understand they are controlled by the same special interest that pretty much has been controlling this country, at least the last 100 years. It's like a game, like a wrestling match game. And there is the owner of the team owns both teams, the blue and the red, the Democrats and the Republicans. They must put an act in front of us, try to entertain us, to try to give us the idea or the illusion that we can still vote, that we can still pretty much decide between left and right. At the end of the day, when it comes down to the real important issues, topics, voting situations, pretty much they've been destroying, ripping off our rights, our Bill of Rights, our Constitution, the last 50 years, not just now. They're both doing it the same way. Some of them, they do a little more faster and on the open, like the Democratic Party. But the Republicans, they're not better. I try to be involved into the Republican Party at least the last, let's say, 8 years. And I've been doing as a prison committee man, of course, being active, going to meetings, trying to follow what's going on, try to give my input, try to share my facts, not even opinion, facts. Unfortunately, I hate to say I was right many times, but I proven to be right. And it's sad to see my fellow Republicans doing over and over the same mistakes, waiting for different results. That's the definition of madness. So I have a point that I decided just a few days ago, and I will tell you now why, and I will show you all the points why. I decided that I don't want to be associated to any party. And don't get me wrong, even when I was a Republican, or at least a registered Republican, I always probably was the most outspoken and always standing for the truth. I never said, oh, if it's a Republican man or a woman, I shouldn't criticize it. oh, I shouldn't criticize her, I shouldn't criticize him, I shouldn't say anything. No, I was the harshest person towards the people that are supposed to represent me, represent us, especially when they turn their back and they backstab us. Always. I've been doing that with Senator McCain. I've been doing that with the former Arizona Representative Doris Goodale. I've been doing that with other state representatives in the state of Arizona and also county, in Mojave County. I don't care which party you are. If you betray the United States Constitution and our Bill of Rights, and more important, also the values that you're supposed to represent us, that you told us during the elections, and then you completely turn 180 degrees, guess what? I will be there for you. I will be on your face. But now, I'm tired. I'm tired to even be morally associated to a party that unfortunately is proven that the last 6 years during this Obama administration has been doing nothing more but just helping him. And I will start now, first of all, from federal level, and I will go down to state level, and I will go down to local level, why I am fed up, and I'm finally decided that I will Monday to completely switch my registration, voting registration, affiliation to independent. That means I don't want to be part of any party. My only party is America, is the truth, is the Bill of Rights and the United States Constitution, the basic principle of natural laws, of property rights, and not violence. That means you leave me the heck alone. Don't force me to deprive me of what is mine just because the government says so, because you want to share it between quotes to somebody else with somebody else. So, and people say, why don't you join the Libertarian Party? I probably have a lot of things that I agree with the Libertarian Party, but the point is still another party. I don't want to be associated to any party. I will have finally the opportunity to choose and support the man or the woman who pretty much deserve my money and support. And don't get me wrong, I used to do this before anyway. But the point now is, mentally and morally, I'm not connected anymore to any party, and they cannot put us anymore in this situation at the end to force us at the general elections to say, now you gotta vote for the less of the two evil, or the lesser of the two evil. No, I will vote only to the people who represents the values that we're supposed to support, at least for my values. I will not support a McCain or a freaking, what is his name, Romney for president, when I know that they're exactly part of the same globalist agenda as the other side. Just what, because he has an elephant on his back? This is insane. This is a shame. So no. Now, let's start from federal level. And I'm from the state of Arizona. Should I say anything? I mean, let's start from the basic, first of all. A Republican Party that pretty much is being part of the destruction the last 14 years of our Constitution and Bill of Rights. Let's start with our state congressman, or my district, or they used to be my former congressman, Trent Franks. A man who pretty much spat and peed on the Bill of Rights. The man who is behind the Patriot Act, the Military Commission Act, National Defense Authorization Act. I mean, one time we can make mistakes. You know, the first Patriot Act was unbelievable because nobody was allowed to even read it, and he voted for it, of course. Maybe let's say it was a mistake under the emotion, the stress, the force, the pressure from the White House, and we know there was a shame and a scam. But the second time, Patriot Act 2, and to vote for removing all the different type of need for visa, to pretty much now they can spy on everybody without judge, warrant, any probable cause. He voted on no restricting, no big defense contract for all these companies that used to go, you're still there probably, in Iraq. No big defense contracts. I mean, too much for the free market. Billions and billions of dollars to corporations connected to pretty much Cheney. We're going to talk about Cheney, we'll talk in a few seconds. I mean, think about it. This man allowed pretty much the authorization of the Patriot Act he voted for the National Defense Authorization Act. They pretty much should make you understand that now we're living like in worse than China. The government can take you, kidnap you, without pressing charges and indefinitely detain you as a domestic terrorist, just because of your speech, just because they don't agree what you're saying. And this man is supposed to be a man that he was the anti-Obama. First of all, you're funny. Trent Franks, you're a funny bastard. Let me spell it out. You go, this is funny. He can stand Obama. He goes out and he said pretty much that Obama, he is terrible things for America. And then he goes to watch football with the Obamas at the White House and some other congressmen. Is that funny? Watching football with the devil. Really. And then, where is Congress? Where are the Republicans when we have enough elements to impeach Mr. Obama for all the different, completely crimes against the constitutions and the American people? Why they don't have the balls to impeach him? Why are you so silent? Why? So, not Trent Franks. If you are the Republican Party, warmonger, fearmonger, it doesn't work with me. Let's move on to next. McCain. Do I need to say anything? I mean, if you don't get McCain, first of all, it's a member of the CFR, Council of Foreign Relations. And if you don't know what it is, go to read the book with no apologies by Senator Barry Goldwater, and I give you pretty much the summary how he describes the Council of Foreign Relations is an international organization with a purpose in the United States of America to completely destroy America's sovereignty, create a global government. Now that's what McCain is, a man that supports La Raza. You support La Raza, their race, pandering to illegal aliens. I mean, disgrace. You come here and we're supposed to say what? Your service, first of all, you are a loser even as a serviceman. You are the son, spoiled, rotten son of an admiral. You are the lowest of your class, and it's not according to me, according to facts. And according to veterans that were with you in Vietnam, you also were a rat. Go check it out. Veterans against Senator McCain. But also you're a member, as I said, member of the Council of Foreign Relations. You should really check it out. Page 128, no apologies. The CFR is the American branch of a society which originated in England. Internationalist in viewpoint, the CFR, along with the Atlantic Union Movement and the Atlantic Council of the United States, believes national boundaries should be obliterated and one world rule established. This is former Senator Barry Goldwater, one of the few Republicans that I really respect. Then, of course, he tried to slam us this illegal aliens amnesty in his support of the climate change, the McCain-Lieberman climate change, NAFTA and beyond. He support H.R. 1588, pretty much the creation of the Obama's youth brigades, supports La Raza, and he got an F by Gun Owners of America in 2006. An F, SF, I cannot say the word, F. Okay, pretty bad. This is a McCain that is supposed to support as a Republican. If I had to face him against a Democrat, what is the difference? Seriously. No thanks. Not in my name. The same McCain that 2 years ago, he goes to Syria and support ISIS, all these rebels, and now he says that we're supposed to go fight ISIS? Wake up. How can you go to sleep at night? I have to face myself in the mirror every night when I wash my teeth and my face, and I'm tired to spit myself on the mirror. Even if this is not what the values that he represents, but I'm still carrying the same card. No. So, McCain, we want to talk about the other great new maverick, Senator Jeff Flake. It's just a McCain in training. It's disgusting. Look at his voting records. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to say anything offensive just because of trying to be sensationalist. I'm just like to look at facts. These people are the part of the destructions of our country. And Obama and the Democrats and all this supposed to be globalist agenda would have never happened unless the Republican Party went along with that. And don't get me wrong, there are still some decent humans, men and women, in the party. I may not agree with everything, but they're still there. And probably the Republican Party is the last party where there are few people still, they represent us. Some of them, they're gone. Some, they're getting older. I still believe that we have to support them. But I don't have to be part of a party to support a few good men and women. I can be as an independent. Now, let's look at, for example, state level. State of Arizona, great state on many levels, not perfect, but there are a lot of big problems here. I mean, hemp, even a dog, even a coyotes understand hemp, it's natural plant, industrial hemp I'm talking about. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. We're importing hemp from Canada, from China, from other countries. You can create, you can build, you can use hemp for furniture, for creating cars, buildings, bricks. I mean, it's unbelievable. No, in the state of Arizona, we can get hemp because our legislators, they don't have the moral strength to stand up like other states has been doing. Terrible. And then when it comes down to freedom, I like Republicans say, freedom, 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 freedom what? If you tell me I'm not even able to be free to control my body, for example, gambling. I'm trying to, I don't gamble. I don't like to gamble. I work for a living. I don't like to give it to the casinos. But I believe government has no business to tell me how I want to spend my money. I could just give them to charity on the street if I want to. And if I want to go to a gambling casino, it's my business. It don't vote on morality to tell me if I can gamble or not. So the big, funny, almost funny hypocrisy here that, yes, in the state of Arizona, we can go to Indian casinos or we can cross the river, the Colorado River, go to Laughlin, and we can pretty much blast our money. But most of our Republicans in the state, they say gambling, it's immoral. It's not good for you. Screw you. Mind your business. I don't even want to go with the other things that we know. Common Core happened because of Republicans. We got Brewer pushing it. We have former Huppenthal, Republican. The Medicaid expansion, also Obamacare, it passed because many Republicans sold out. And I'm supposed to be proud and go with them, say, you're very true conservative Republican. You are the same piece of crap from another cow. You understand that? And I don't want to go there in the other things that people may think, oh, you're really extreme. Like, for example, smoking marijuana. I don't smoke anything, not even cigarettes. But the point is, if I am allowed to drink, and I think it's my right to enjoy myself if I want to, and forget about the medical marijuana. If I want just to enjoy myself, like I like to drink wine, why you should make me a felon just because somebody wants to have a plant to smoke, natural plant? And so prostitution, how dare you tell me that this is immoral? I can sell my arms, I can sell my strength, I can sell my body as a farmer or as a worker. And why if a woman wants to sell her private parts, it's her business. It's a private contract between two adults, consensual adults. You stay the heck away. Okay? And of course, I'm not advocating that there should be a solution, but not make it a criminal. Because all you do when you make criminal prostitution or drugs, you create more market for the mafia. Now let's go to local level, Mojave County. $35 million for a county courthouse. We do not have roads. We still live like in Africa here. When there is rain, you need a freaking gondola to go around. But we have Republicans, Mojave County supervisors, that they say, we need $35 million for a county courthouse. $35 million is like the budget for some small countries like in the South Pacific. It's the GDP. And we have, of course, already $70 million for a jail. It's incredible. I would like to ask exactly to look at the contracts, what type of gold or silver we use for the handles, for the doors, or for the toilets. $70 million for a jail. And they keep adding and adding and adding more buildings, making government bigger and bigger. And then, of course, look, the true conservatives, the fiscal conservatives, the people who pretty much criticize Obama because he's a socialist. The county now, he wants to tell you that we must have a free cable TV paid by the county with our tax dollar. You know what? Screw you. This is complete hypocrisy, and you are just as socialist as Obamacare. Free cable TV is not a right. When I was poor and I couldn't afford it, I didn't have cable. Okay? And when they say, oh, this is for security what? We already have FEMA with all this takeover of the independent radios. We have radio stations. The cable, nobody's going to watch when there is an emergency. Trust me. And I don't care. We have enough radio stations. And if I have an emergency, everybody can afford the radio. I don't need to afford the television, the cable. And of course, let's not forget that under the Republican administration of 4 years ago, I had to sue in federal court this county because I was not allowed to pass a flyer peacefully on county property with the voting record of Senator McCain. Is that freedom? Scumbags. Seriously. And I'm trying to be polite. I have a different version of this rant on my website, lovegunsfreedom.com, where pretty much I will use a lingo or language that the FCC cannot shut down. Okay, that sometimes made me feel better. And then look, for another example, more of this Republican administration that we're supposed to be so proud. If you're in Mojave County, and if you have a business, let's say a bank or car dealers, whatever, and you want to give a free cookie or free coffee to somebody, free, as an act of courtesy, you must have a food permit. Because remember, slaves, they are not allowed to share food without master's consent. Insane. And I kept asking to the county supervisors to do something about it. It would be something easy. Out of 5 supervisors, all you need to have 3 human beings, 3 of them, they understand is this completely violation of basic property rights. No. If your dog gets lost, jumps the fence the first time, no harms, nobody gets hurt, you get it back. You get a misdemeanor. You must go in front of a judge. You are real criminals. Instead of just get a little fine. The first time, no harms. Misdemeanor. And of course, probably probation. How they make their money. So, this is just to give you an idea why I finally decided to completely remove myself from the Republican Party. And let's not forget that biggest piece of crap of Mr. Banner, the crime baby, go playing golf with Obama and then pushing us for amnesty. And now we have a debt ceiling over 17 trillions out of control because the Republicans always fall down. And the international foreign aids, no stop. I better go. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Ready for hour number 2. You're listening to Love, Guns. Okay, this is hour number 2, and it's supposed to be just about guns, but there is so much information that we have to pretty much explore when it comes down to explaining that the Republican Party, like the Democratic Party, is being taken over by globalists, internationalists. They want one thing. They want to destroy American sovereignty and on its ashes create a global government, a new world order. And if you think this is just a bunch of conspiracy theory, guess what? Let's start from Bush's father, okay? People think, oh, he's a conservative, he's a Republican, really means good for America. Guess what? Wake up. Wake up. Start to listen to this word. New World Order. And if you know when means New World Order, and you means that America is gone, because that their goal is to create a one global government where our Bill of Rights, our individual rights, our Constitution doesn't exist anymore. And you're going to be just under a complete control of a complete small elite, unelected elite of bureaucrats and bankers. That's what it is. And the United Nations, of course, they will be pretty much the official face that you will see. So, let's start to listen to Mr. Bush, because this is very important. This is very important, my dear fellow Republicans. This is one of your best Republicans that you think you have. It's a globalist. Listen to him. Bush's father, one of his speeches, he mentioned New World Order many, many times.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders. What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law. Such is a world worthy of our struggle and worthy of our children's future. Now we can see a new world coming into view, a world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order. In the words of Winston Churchill, a world order in which the principles of justice and fair play protect the weak against the strong. A world where the United Nations, freed from Cold War stalemate, is poised to fulfill the historic vision of its founders.
Okay, and that was Mr. Bush's father when he was the president. You know, pretty much put it on your face that the goal is to achieve a new world order. Now, let's look, by the way, before I forget, you should start to investigate and Google and research one very important word, or at least phrase: skull and bones. It's a secret society where pretty much it's so secret that they can't even tell you what they've been doing or what they're doing or what the type of activities they have. But let's put it this way: Bush's father, Bush's son, and Mr. Cheney, Dick Cheney, they were all part of this secret society. And so John Kerry. But it's so secret they cannot tell you. But also they get together a couple times a year at the Bohemian Groves, this very unique, exclusive, some sort of a huge grove, northern California, where there have been videos proving that all these perverted animals, they pretty much worship an owl, a 50 feet or 40 feet owl, and they mock the human sacrifice of killing a child. Think about it. These are supposed to be our conservative politicians. Is this scary? I wouldn't give them the keys of my bicycle. I wouldn't let my dog go with them peeing on the streets. And these people are representing us, supposedly. And they're supposed to be different from each other because they're Republicans. They're in the same bed. They're trying to work for the same goals. Now, let's listen to this Dick Cheney. People think, oh, he's a conservative, very strong for America. He kept us safe. This guy is the biggest liar that we ever met. Let's think, first of all these corporatism, fascism acts when you have a no-bid contract, profiting, make profit to a corporation you used to represent, used to work for like Halliburton. And now when you become a vice president, you pretty much force all this sham of Iraq war on our tax dollars. We had to pay for it. No-bid contract, the same no-bid contracts that pretty much Congressman Trent Franks, like many other Republicans, voted for it. So that is your conservative man. But let's listen now. He's so proud to be part of the Council of Foreign Relations, when he's in front of David Rockefeller. But he was laughing at us that during the election time or re-election, he never really wanted to bring it up because he knows when people investigate what the Council of Foreign Relations is, people they say, no, Americans, we understand. So this guy is so blatantly on the open, arrogant, that you should listen to all Republicans. You should listen and wake up. Because this is our problem. We've been silent too long. You've been silent too long. I tried to always speak up when I was in the Republican Party. Even when, it was pretty much I was a lonely voice. So let's listen to Dick Cheney. during a meeting with the Council of Foreign Relations.
A special televised meeting of the New York-based Council on Foreign Relations provides a window to the real story. The speaker, Vice President Dick Cheney, takes a question from David Rockefeller.
Vice President, I just enjoyed so much your whole speech, but I was particularly pleased that you gave such a strong endorsement for the free trade agreement for all the Americas, subject that has been of great concern to me for many years, and particularly recently, and I think it's absolutely essential for the strength of our economy.
Rockefeller's role in the drive for an FTAA was a lot more central than he portrays. Rockefeller cultivated Latin American leaders who could be counted on to support such a proposal. Both the 1994 Miami Summit and the FTAA proposal were conceived and nurtured by a Rockefeller-created network. Prominent among the organizations sponsoring the Miami event were the Council of the Americas, founder and honorary chairman David Rockefeller, the Americas Society, chairman David Rockefeller, the Forum of the Americas, founder David Rockefeller, the Institute for International Economics, financial backer and board member David Rockefeller, the Trilateral Commission, founder and honorary chairman David Rockefeller. Rockefeller's influence also extends to the current administration. He was chairman emeritus of the CFR when Vice President Dick Cheney once served as a director, a relationship that Cheney concealed during his congressional career.
It's good to be back at the Council on Foreign Relations. As Pete mentioned, I've been a member for a long time and was actually a director for some period of time. I never mentioned that when I was campaigning for re-election back home in Wyoming.
So that was your conservative Republican, strong man on the fence, Dick Cheney. Wow. Liar. And you still don't want to believe it. That's his voice. There is a video. You can go to YouTube and check it out. And when you understand what means Council of Foreign Relations, you understand why the Republican Party is being taken over completely long time ago. Now, let's move on. Let's talk about Bush's son. The Bush that can even pretty much speak English. I mean, I have an excuse at least. I wasn't born here, and more important, I'm not running for president. But him, the genius. And more important, let's look. If now people don't understand that this Iraq war, first of all, was even a war. There was even congressional declaration. Okay? But more important, was a scam. The pretense of this WMD, the weapons of mass destruction. I say weapons of mass destruction. They were just a fraud. That wasn't the purpose. Let's not forget that.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. Part of the reason we went into Iraq was the main reason we went into Iraq at the time was we thought he had weapons of mass destruction. It turns out he didn't, but he had the capacity to make weapons of mass destruction. But I also talked about the human suffering in Iraq, and I also talked the need to advance a freedom agenda. And so my answer to your question is that imagine a world in which Saddam Hussein was there, stirring up even more trouble in a part of the world that had so much resentment and so much hatred that people came and killed 3,000 of our citizens. You know, I've heard this theory about, everything was just fine until we arrived, and kind of stir up the hornet's nest theory. It just doesn't hold water as far as I'm concerned. The terrorists attacked us and killed 3,000 of our citizens before we started the freedom agenda in the Middle East. What did Iraq have to do with what?
The attack on the World Trade Center.
Nothing, except for it's part of, and nobody's ever suggested in this administration that Saddam Hussein ordered the attack. Iraq was the lesson of September 11th is take threats before they fully materialize, Ken. Nobody's ever suggested that the attacks of September the 11th were ordered by Iraq.
Okay, did you hear pretty much this pile of garbage? This is supposed to be the Republican president, the guy that he was trying to shove into our throat, all this amnesty in the North American Union. and these illegal wars. And we know there was no even excuse to go there. He admitted it out of his mouth. How can you go there and still pretend to defend a Republican just because he's a Republican? This man and so many other congressmen and senators, just because they have the little elephant in their pocket. Come on, it's time to stop being good Republicans. It's time to stop to be good Democrats. It's time to become good Americans and stop being slaves of these parties. They put us against each other, and sometimes we just follow our guy, regardless what it really is, their actions. So this is so important for me. I really hope, that this is going to be an example for not just the Republicans, but also for the Democrats. They understand that Obama has been doing the same things that Bush started it and doing it more and more. Yes, then he has to push in front of you a little bit of flowers and these different type of things like the gay marriage and all these things. These are just completely little gravy, but the real meat that they all bought one as slaves. They are destroying this country, this economy, completely giving control to international corporations. Look at the bailout, both of them. I mean, how can you support Bush when he was doing his bank bailout? We know that. And then Obama. And all this keep coming and coming. So, I wanted just to share this information with you. Now, let's start to talk about guns, because we have the second part of the show. It is something that I think we should really pay attention. It's something different. It is something that is going to be about a great experience at FrontSight. I would like to say, before I close the situation with the Republican Party, try to do an experiment. Try to consider to go to the registration office and change, and don't let them go. Don't let them know, to both parties, where you stand. Become an independent. Become free. And you can still support good men and women in whatever party you prefer. Selectively supporting them with your money or with your time, but you don't need to be one of the club. And another very sad thing, especially at local level that I noticed, unfortunately, when you become part of a party, it's like becoming part of a club. It's a social club. You go there, you meet people, you have food together, and you think you're rubbing elbows, with the important people. And then, how dare you say something bad when you try to point out facts, voting records, because you're supposed to be a friend. They are your friends, or they're supposed to be part of the same club. So you cannot be any more honest, because every time you try to bring honesty into the debates, I never joined a Republican Party to be part of a club. I joined a party because I wanted to make a better America. I wanted to try to take it back. I wanted to take it back to these constitutional values, to take my freedom, my rights back for the next generation. But then when I realized, I go to the county, and I go to this Republicans meeting, and you see that how dare you talk bad about a supervisor? How dare you to talk bad about our state senator? And first of all, I don't talk bad about people. I just bring facts. Facts and voting records, they talk louder than everything else. But don't share the truth. Because it's some sort of a not written law. You cannot badmouth another Republican. Really. And that's exactly why we became what we are today. This sort of compromising, wannabe kissing asses, completely going out our way to just be good people following what we've been told from above, from the top. No, it's time to stop. And so, of course, when you go down all the way to state and federal especially, when you have the main election, that, by the way, just are selections, the fraud machine with the voting machine, it's pretty much an illusion. They want to give you the illusion that you're free, that you can vote. You don't vote. It's just a show. They control the machine. We know that. It's all electronics. But you go there and you think this is the rule of law, the system. No, they abuse the rule of law. They pretty much infiltrated almost every branch of the system. So at this point, they want to keep us peacefully for now. They want to keep us in bondage, in states of serfdom, as slaves, with the illusion that we are free. The moment that we realize that we are not free, and there is no difference between left or right, but they are both parties that are controlled by the same secret, not secret anymore, special elite of international bankers, at that point, yes, they are afraid that you wake up, and they don't want that. So now I think I talk enough about all this, and we move on. We move on to the rest part of the hour. We'll talk about guns, and I want to let you go with a little bit of music before we go to the final part of the second hour. And I will share with you my experience at FrontSight Nevada that I had the last few days, okay? And I had a beautiful, incredible, advanced, integrated handgun class. And I'll tell you more exactly what it's about. Meanwhile, a little bit of music with luca-zanna. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. Ciao.
Sucking our blood, they're stealing our lives away. If we are too busy, or we're too afraid, we're already lost our soul. We're already their slaves. Now is the time to stand for our rights. Now is the time to pray and fight. Fight! Revolution, rebirth of a nation. Now it's our time to show who we really are. Revolution, a peaceful solution. But we're not afraid to stand for what is right. The day will come when we'll all be gone. What are we waiting for? Let's live with honor. Let's go. They've pushed our limits. Where's our pride? Are we already dead? Or are we still alive? Look at the mirror, go find your soul. You are the answer now. You go! Revolution, rebirth of a nation. Now it's our time to show who we really are. Revolution, a peaceful solution. We're not afraid to stand for what is right.
Revolution, rebirth of a nation. Now it's our time.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman.
I'm not afraid.
And a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth.
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Luca-Zanna.
I'm not afraid.
And his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. Luca-Zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.
Have you ever met someone on an online dating site and thought, wow, this guy is perfect for me, or she is simply amazing, only to find out they were hiding a deep, dark secret? They plan to vote for Hillary. FreedomLovers.us was created for singles who want to exchange ideas and a love for freedom. People who are looking for solutions to create and defend freedom in the real world, and at the same time, getting that once-in-a-lifetime chance to find their true soulmate. Whether you are interested in meeting your soulmate, making new friends, networking, or hanging out with that like-minded liberty lover, visit FreedomLovers.us. It's the first free dating site and community. So patriots, don't waste your time with other dating sites. FreedomLovers.us is the place where like-minded singles really click.
You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on Guerrilla Media Network. And here we go, our number 2, second part, we talk about guns. Today, what I would like to share with you, as you know, I'm not a professor in guns or an instructor. I consider myself a professional student. And I said many times, I like to go to train everywhere I can, and I like to learn from anybody that knows more than I do. And also, I like to go to FrontSight Nevada. It's a great opportunity. It's only 3 hours away from Mojave County, and it's incredible. I'm a Guardian member right now, life member. I can pretty much attend all the classes I want, as many times as I want. So this week, I attended a class that is kind of different. I never really had a chance to do it before. It's a 2 days advanced integrated handgun class. Kind of a fancy name. Let me explain to you how it works. First of all, it's an advanced class for handgun. You must be at least distinguished at your basic 4 days handgun class if you want to apply for that class. So right there, there's some prerequisite, very important. Then also, as you hear, it's tactical integrated. Tactical means that it's not just your basic class where you pretty much learn marksmanship and how to deliver your gun and present the gun from a static position. This advanced class, pretty much what we did was to start to shoot out of the box, any position, from different positions, first of all, instead of waiting for the situation, the adversary, from this typical weaver front position, you facing the adversary. We also started to explore position, for example, from the back, position from close contact, position from your dominant side or for your support side. So how to turn your body, how to react, and more important, how to move. Because the reality is this one. Normally when you're at the range, you think, okay, I can shoot and I can hit the target. I'm in. I'm a gun owner. I'm a gunfighter. I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint you. It's a good start. Yes, you want to be able to master the principles of marksmanship. You must be knowing where to hit and how to hit the target. But that's just the beginning. You need to start to think, if somebody, for example, and this is most of the situations, when you are a law-abiding citizen and you're not in law enforcement, normally you use the gun just for defense. And when you use the gun for defense, normally you do not walk around with a gun in your hand. And if somebody is pointing a gun at you first, then you can respond. But the point is, you're already probably a split of a second too late. So I don't care how fast you are, that person, unless he's a complete loser, the aggressor, unless he misses, is still going to be a little bit quicker than you are. So the idea is to start to move. Move while you're presenting your gun. Move while you're shooting. You want to pretty much get out of the X, where you're going to pretty much be hit by that bullet. So that was a very important thing, shooting on the move. So we were doing different exercises. First of all, I start to shoot backing from the threat, because remember, distance is your friend, especially when you're facing somebody that is not trained. Normally, the average scumbag out there doesn't really train that much. He has the will, he has the fighting mindset, he wants to kill you, but he doesn't really train. So at close distance, everybody can squeeze the trigger and hit you 3-5 yards. Instead, if you start to move and also get out of your X, don't just move far away, but move also at the same time, move diagonally or move on the side from your threat. Makes his life or her life more difficult in trying to hit you. So that was very important. And at the same time, how to move and shoot at the same time, because normally when you shoot at the range, you're trained to shoot from a static position. Everything's pretty solid, everything's pretty stable. Try to move while you're walking. Try to shoot while you're walking. You will see, if you don't use the right technique, it's going to be very hard. So it was a great exercise using, first of all, the concept of walking with your knees bent, using the tip, the hoe, and the back of your foot in a way that you completely try to almost hug the ground, okay? So, and keep your position, fighting position up stable. That was the first very important thing. Then we start to go into scenarios. I think it's very important to start to think out of the box. Scenario means that you're not anymore at the range, but you are, for example, in a house. I will play for you pretty soon right now, like a situation that we did at night, about around 8 o'clock, pitch dark, in the middle of Death Valley, a FrontSight location. And they have beautiful facilities where you have almost like a home, very well reproduced with walls and even furnitures. And you have a scenario that you had to go to save somebody in the house. Unfortunately, help, it's like probably 20 minutes away. Logically, no, it's not the right thing to do. There is no way one person alone can clear a house, especially if you're not trained. But even if you're trained, you still need two people to clearly, at least two people to safely clear a home or a building. Because you cannot even cover both sides. You always can push the luck, but you're only one person, you can face only one side. So, but at the same time, you must understand there are some extreme situations, like for example, somebody screaming in your kid's bedroom, or as I said, 911 is on the way, 10 minutes away, and your wife is screaming inside the house. You have, unfortunately, no choice but going to try to do your best to save them. So it was a very important lesson to learn the basic techniques, how to clear a room, how to open a door, how to also clear corners, and also how to assess that before you shoot anything or anybody, you must be sure that you can visualize and identify the threat. In this scenario, we had, for example, many different targets that were like innocents, bystanders, so kids. So it's important. It's important. And so that was a very important situation. You will listen right now to the audio that I did. Also, another important thing was shooting from a car. You know, we went to a car situation, me and another partner. I was the driver. And then we were stopped, and there was some sort of an almost roadblock. And somebody's trying to carjack your car. How to get out of the car. How to get out fast. How to engage your adversary from the window. And then get out. And then start to realize that you want to find cover. What is the best part of the car that can provide you cover? And then how to communicate with your partner That means one person cover and the person engage, and vice versa. So I think really was a great experience. Now, a little more specific, if you had to clear a house, let's say you are into this environment. First of all, you must use light with very much tactically. You don't want to just to turn the light on and start to walk, because if you always keep having the light on you, you're going to be a threat pretty much. They're going to individualize you. They're going to find you. They're going to shoot the light. So use the light with very much a lot of respect, okay? And try to use it strategically. Then very important, start to use all your senses. Start to use also your odors, your hearing. Because if somebody is in the household, maybe sometimes you may smell them or may hear the noise. So be aware of the environment. Now, more important thing, stay away from corners. If you say you're coming close to a corner of the house, a wall, start to first of all cut the pie. That means you start to completely getting a slice at a time. You start to look around behind, pointing the gun. Wherever you point the gun, you point also your eyes, and vice versa. So you don't want to stay in the middle of the door like a frame. When you have to go from door to door after you cut the pie, you want to cross that room. Before you clear the corners, cutting the pie, look into every corner, 180 degrees. And when you're ready to go, you go through that door as fast as you can, looking left and right, keeping your gun close to you because you want to be sure that it's close to your chest or to your body. Somebody cannot snatch that gun. So it's a lot of little things to learn. And of course, the radio so much I can do, but at least I'd like to give you the awareness. Think. Just to have a gun, and just because the fact you can able to hit a target at 10 yards or 5 yards, a piece of paper, that doesn't shoot back, doesn't make you a gunfighter. Let's listen to this scenario that I went through at FrontSight.
Okay, I am at FrontSight, and this is a night shooting. I'm going to the house. It's a simulated scenario, and it's going to be dark. And I'm walking right now towards this house, and I'll let you listen pretty much to everything that's going on into this scenario. You know, you must pretty much imagine a little bit. Unfortunately, radio doesn't let you see, but you can hear. And I will be in this sort of a home intrusion, home invasion, whatever you want to call it, and let's see if you can figure it out what's going on. Who is next?
One of us. I'm next.
Okay. Okay, guys, we're outside the house, you want to call it. It's going to be pretty quick, just about probably maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but can give you the idea pretty much of these different sounds. Stay tuned. Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom radio show with luca-zanna. Okay, we're almost walking in. It's my turn pretty soon. And I don't know exactly what type of scenario. Could be friends, foes, family members. Now they will tell me pretty soon what type of scenario I'm going to face. So.
I know we get that question a lot. She can. She'll have a discussion.
Now the instructors, they're pretty much giving some sort of a suggestions and summary on the performance of the other students that were before me, and they should be next.
Cheap ammo, fun to shoot. And just it's the M&P, so it's super lightweight. Oh yeah. That's the main thing. Thank you. All right, come on in.
Okay, now it's my turn. I'm the next one. The idea is to pretty much try to simulate a very dramatic situation, like there is a home invasion and unfortunately police or 911, it's at least 20 minutes away, and somebody's screaming inside. So something that normally nobody would suggest to do, but in case of desperate situations, you must do desperate things. So let's see now what type of scenario they're going to pretty much will explain to me. I can get an idea just from outside the house. Pretty much is a pretty violent situation. Probably more than one assailant. But also you must be careful because it's going to be probably dark, and we are using our flashlights, dedicated flashlights on our guns. We must know when to use it, and you want to be sure we don't hit some bystander or some family member or innocent people. I have on me Glock 17, 9mm, and I have with me exactly 3 magazines. 1 magazine should be more than enough. I'm talking about 70 rounds mag, so I always like to bring extra. But by the way, it's dark. It's probably about 9 o'clock in the middle of Death Valley, outside Paramp, Nevada. So it's kind of an interesting, beautiful night. Incredible stars, and pretty peaceful would be for all this shooting. And I will go pretty soon after I finish with my clearing this room or this house. I will go to finish the day to rest in the back of my truck. Now let's be ready. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. This is live from FrontSight Nevada, and I'm attending the class today, Advanced Tactical Integrated Handgun class. As you can hear, this is all live ammunition. This is not a rehearsal. So you're with me pretty much in the middle of FrontSight. I wish you could see it, but at least you can hear it. Okay, I see lights. I see a red light coming towards me. I think probably the red flashlight of the instructor. I hear something flying. It was a plastic, and the instructor is coming out.
Next.
Eccomi, I'm here.
All right, come on in.
Okay.
All right, stand right there.
Mm-hmm.
Face that door. That door is your downrange. Range is clear. Fire and drill. All right, once you're ready, stay at the ready. And then once you are ready, get your flashlight out if you're going to use it.
Okay.
You got a flashlight?
Yes.
Dedicated? All right, good to go. All right, scenario. Bad guys in your house. Cops aren't on their way. You already cleared outside. Now it's time to clear the house.
Okay, let's go.
There you go. Go to the door outside.
Dropped off. Okay, it's a friend. It's my family member. Drop or I shoot! Drop that telephone!
He dropped it.
Change your magazine. Tactical reload. Drop that gun! Drop that gun! Okay.
Boom, boom. Good hitch.
Okay.
Nice. All right, drop him. All right, didn't shoot the good guy. You shot him in the face twice.
Yeah?
Yeah, for hostage rescue.
One is enough?
It's a designated headshot. One
Okay.
shot in that head box, that's all you're going to need.
Okay. Just
Yep.
to be safe.
Yep. Now, if you shoot and he's still standing there,
Yeah.
take it again, but one
Yeah.
shot in that head box, lights out.
Okay. Okay.
All right, him, you shot him 4 times. Again, 2 shots probably would have worked fine.
Okay. I didn't know if you have the body armor or something. I wanted to try him out a little bit.
Well, if he had body armor on,
Go for
bang,
the head.
bang,
Yes.
and go right to the head,
Yeah.
wasting rounds.
That's true. That's true.
Yep, him, those 2.
Okay.
Nice. Not bad.
Good.
Now, when you're scanning, good, head out the door.
Yes.
Yeah. When you're scanning with the flashlight, if you're not shooting, like you saw that first bad guy, so bang, bang.
Yes.
Light off, move. When you go to scan, you turn the light on, point in, and just walk as you're pieing it off.
Okay.
So you're pieing it off, you just walk. See him, bang, bang. Keep going. Just continue to move.
Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you.
Go by a little bit quicker.
Thanks.
You don't want to move too fast.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Good night. Thank you.
Anybody left?
I think it was it. Okay, that was my cleaning the room, and it's time to go to sleep now. It's about 9:30, and I got up this morning kind of early. It's like 6 o'clock, so I think it's a long day. It's time to stop. But that was good. As always, I think it's a good experience. Something normally you cannot shoot situations like this at the regular range. I think it's a very good experience to go into a real house scenario, facing different threats, and more important, try to understand which one is the enemy, which one is the real threat, and you cannot just shoot everything. And need to have some sort of assessment. And I like it, the fact that it makes you think and try to find a good compromise between speed and accuracy.
Okay. That was pretty much just a little part. I had 2 beautiful days, and just to let you know, it's beautiful. It's just 3 hours away from Mojave County. And when people say, by the way, is this your sponsor? No, FrontSight is not my sponsor. Normally, one way really I support the show, it's you when you buy my songs, buy my music. And the reason why I like to keep it like that, because I like to select things that I really like and I bring to you as a news. And I can keep the show free. Of course, I don't mind to have sponsors, but normally I tell you when is the sponsor, okay? So FrontSight for me is something that I find very valuable for every law-abiding American to have the training and the skills to defend our freedom and your person and your family. Simple as that. And just to finish up about this class, there is another part of the class was about pretty much physical contact. So how to be sure that your gun, somebody try to reach your gun, how can defend your gun? You don't need to completely just first use deadly force. Maybe at the beginning you can escalate or try to de-escalate, the situation. So how to be able to defend yourself with basic, simple techniques with empty hands. And also at the same time, you need to try to disarm somebody. How to use that, how to do that with empty hands and with your body. I think it's very valuable. And I really enjoy the class, as I said. And I like to train also, of course, at home. Now, I would like to share this opportunity for all my listeners that would live in Mojave County, Arizona, and also in Apache County, Navajo County, Arizona, because I also go there vacationing. I like to go to shoot people and share what I know. Simple as that. As I said, I'm not an instructor, but I believe I know a little bit more than the average person. So every time there is somebody that wants to go shoot together with me, I'm happy to go together. You can send me an email. Go to my website, lovegunsfreedom.com, and there is my email there. Send me an email, and we can go together to the range. And like normally Sunday is a beautiful day for me to go to the range, and we can share what we know from each other, and learn from each other. That's the spirit. I really believe it's a great opportunity. And I really appreciate this show giving me this opportunity to know also my listeners and to do things that I really mean. I'm not here doing this show called Guns just because I like to read about guns. I really like to use guns, and I try to learn as much as I can. So I hope to see you, and we can go together, shoot together. Meanwhile, let's be prepared for the hour number 3, the final hour of Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna, and we will talk about love and food. Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Ciao.
Have you ever met someone on an online dating site and thought, wow, this guy is perfect for me, or she is simply amazing, only to find out they were hiding a deep, dark secret? They plan to vote for Hillary. FreedomLovers.us was created for singles who want to exchange ideas and a love for freedom. People who are looking for solutions to create and defend freedom in the real world, and at the same time, getting that once-in-a-lifetime chance to find their true soulmate. Whether you are interested in meeting your soulmate, making new friends, networking, or hanging out with that like-minded liberty lover, visit FreedomLovers.us. It's the first free dating site and community. So patriots, don't waste your time with other dating sites. FreedomLovers.us is the place where like-minded singles really click.
Here we go, hour number 3, final hour. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. Finally, let's relax a little bit each other. Let's enjoy life. I always say carpe diem. That means live the day, enjoy the day, as Horatius, the ancient Latin poet, said, but also have a plan. You know, I really believe that we must prepare, have a plan, but at the same time, let's not forget to try to enjoy our moment. And happiness is now. Sometimes, you know, we try always to look for the moment where we're going to be happy. One day I will be happy. One day I will have my new home, my new car, or whatever. I will go to the special vacation place, or I will retire, and finally I will be happy. Guess what? Stop. Be happy now. And the point is, it doesn't take much to be happy. Just be enjoying what you have. The fact that you're healthy, the fact that you have your body together and your mind, and you can walk on your legs, and you can pay sometimes bills and have food in front of you, enjoy it, appreciate it. And you can find happiness in small little things. For example, even a beautiful, delicious, fantastic dish of fettuccine homemade. Pasta homemade, and that's today what I will share with you. You know, normally we think, you know, spaghetti or whatever, short pasta, you go to buy the pasta at the shops. That's fine, that's great, nothing wrong with that. But guess what? We can make pasta at home, and we know exactly which ingredients we are using. Today I will share with you a very easy, we don't even need any type of tools, way to make delicious pasta, fettuccine, exactly, fettuccine, as you say it, homemade fettuccine with eggs. Let's write it down. Let's start, okay? First of all, we need eggs. Let's start with the basic idea that for 4 people, we need exactly 4 eggs. Try to get the best eggs you can. Don't get cheap eggs. Get organic eggs, or if you can, just try to get some chickens on your own. At least you know what type of eggs you're getting, okay? 4 eggs. Then you need flour. White flour. I know. Now I'm going to start to hear many people, no, white flour is bad. Guess what? I don't care. I like white flour. I like pasta. And by the way, before white flour is going to hurt me, I have probably many other problems in my life. I may get probably a lead intoxication by this government before I'm going to get some sort of problem with white flour. So let's enjoy some good pasta. And let's not forget, when we get flour though, let's get flour that is not GMO. Try to get organic flour. Try to get flour also that is no chemicals that have been added, okay? No bromelain or whatever, nothing added. Just plain good organic flour. Guess what? We're pretty much there. A pinch of salt, sea salt, okay? And we are ready to roll. So now, let me spell it out in pounds. We need about 1 pound 450 grams of all-purpose flour, called farina 00, farina in Italian. Then we need about 4 medium or large eggs, okay? And a little bit extra flour for dusting, and when you need to adjust, you need to probably, just to finalize little things. A little sea salt. Now, we do with the hand method, that means no tools. First of all, you want to sift the flour onto a large wooden board. Wooden would be fine. You can also use plastic. I like wooden better, okay? You want to form the flour like in a little bit like a little mountain, okay? I remember when I used to be a kid, and my grandmother, she used to teach me how to do this. I used to play with my hands. It was a little mountain, white mountain of flour, okay? Like some sort of a volcanic Mount Fuji. Then you, with your hand, you put like a fist inside, and you create like a center, okay? So you have a little bit like almost like a crater of a volcanic crater. At that point, we call it fontana in Italian, okay? You put here in this fontana, in the center of this flour, of this little mountain flour, you put the eggs, okay? You break the eggs, of course, put the shells away, and you put 1 egg at a time, okay? Now, you want to start to incorporate, you pierce the yolks, and with the fork you start to pretty much incorporate them with the flour, almost like you're scrambling. The idea is very simple. You want to start to create a mix between the flour and the eggs, okay? So the eggs, they are no more liquid, but they start to become like almost like a blend. Now, when you see that the liquid from the eggs has been all absorbed to the flour, a little messy now, this wet dough is surrounded by the flour, you pretty much start to knead together with your hands and to try to incorporate the rest of the flour into the dough. It's probably easier to show it to you, and I will do a YouTube, then explain it, but the concept is very simple. You get this half pound of flour, put it on a wooden table, create a little crater, start to break the eggs inside, and start to mix them up with the flour. Simple as that. Put also a little bit of salt, sea salt, okay? A couple of pinches of sea salt. Now, it's going to take about probably the most important mistake that normally we do. It's when you do not knead your pasta enough. Once you have all these eggs incorporated in the flour with the flour, unfortunately you're not over. You need at least to knead this dough for at least 15 minutes. You want it very smooth. You want it so smooth it's like almost like the butt of a little baby, okay? At that point, you cover it up with some plastic and let it rest for another 20 minutes. So you knead it for 15 minutes, you want it completely smooth, and then you let it rest. It really helps. At that point, once you have this rested, you're going to need like a rolling pin. You can do also that with a machine. There is a machine, that really helps, and that's fine. But I said no tools. So just have like a rolling pin, a wooden rolling pin, and you get this dough that you have, and you start to completely make it flat as possible. You want it so thin that almost it should break, but you don't want to break it. You want to come to a point that it's ready to break this thin layer of pasta, but you don't want to break it. In case it breaks, put a little extra flour and fit the holes, but you want it very thin, homogeneous, and smooth. At that point, when you have this beautiful, beautiful layer of pasta, what do? If you don't use any type of machine, you can start to cut your pasta in the shape you want. We said we wanted to do fettuccine. That's a great way to do it. What you do, you start to roll this layer on itself, roll it, and then with a sharp knife, you cut slices. And the width of the slice you want will be pretty much the width of the type of fettuccine that you want. Simple as that. When you've done all your little cuts of fettuccine, let them rest, sprinkle some little flour on top so they don't stick together, and you have incredible, delicious, homemade, and also very affordable fettuccine homemade with eggs, pasta all'uovo. Now, that's one of the ways to start to make your own pasta at home. And you can really enjoy it. I'm telling you, I think it's fun to do it together with the family. It's a great thing to learn. It's also a tradition. It's part of also a cultural process. Normally, people in this society, we just eat what we buy, and it's already pretty much ready-made, cooked sometime. You're making something from scratch. It's so simple. It takes about probably less than an hour. And you enjoy it, and you can make extra pasta for the week. And if you have a bunch of kids, you can also enjoy it because you save money. And the price, it's affordable. Think about it. And it's delicious. Healthy. Yes, healthy. So I would suggest, a quick recipe how to make fettuccine. It's so simple, especially if you got a bunch of kids that they're hungry and you don't want to mess around too much. It's called fettuccine, butter, and sage. Look how simple it is. You make your beautiful homemade fettuccine, okay? Once you made the fettuccine, you boil the water. Meanwhile, you get a pan. You get like some organic butter. Depends how much pasta you have. Let's say you have a pound. You want to get like a nice little chunk of butter because that's going to be your main sauce. Put very low temperature on the heater, low, okay? You let this butter melt. Then you get some sage. Organic sage you can grow on your own. Chop it, leave it there. And at that point when the pasta is ready, you don't want to burn the butter. You want to just keep it warm and soft. You toss the pasta after you drain the water into the pan with the sage and the butter. Sprinkle some pecorino cheese on Parmesan and maybe some ground pepper, and you got an incredible, delicious, simple pasta all'uovo, fettuccine all'uovo. By the way, I'm getting hungry, and today, since I'm not broadcasting from my kitchen this segment, I really it's time that I need to start to go to cook because I didn't have food all day, okay? So it's time for lunch for me or dinner, whatever you want to call it. So I hope you enjoyed. Meanwhile, let me share with you a little bit of music. A couple of my songs, because today I want to take it easy. I need to go to cook. Meanwhile, you're listening to my music. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Ciao.
Back to Calico, I will go. Day under the sun, you bring your dreams, I'll bring my gun. Back to Calico, I will go.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman,
I'm not afraid.
and a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth,
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. luca-zanna.
I'm not afraid.
And his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. luca-zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.
If you enjoy my songs, and as I said many times, I really like to share this opportunity with you. I like to share my ideas, my ideals, my dreams, my fears, and also my music. I think, everybody has a different way to express themselves. My English, I think, is getting better, but it's not still completely in control of my emotions, or better, my emotions, and my brain sometimes is not in complete control of my English, but I believe that I can share with you sometimes better with my songs than just me talking and ranting and probably laughing at my accent and how I destroy or distort the words. But yes, and I also appreciate the fact that you're supporting this show, downloading songs. I publish and produce more than 100 songs since I came to America, and it was one of my dreams when I was a kid. Since I was 14, 13, I remember when I was in the boarding school in Italy, I wanted to write songs. I don't know, I felt pretty different from the average kid. I was kind of hypersensitive. I used to write poems when I was probably 9 or 8 years old. And music, adding music and becoming some sort of a songwriter was a natural consequence. Of course, when I became 12, I started to have the desire to communicate to a bigger audience than just my Italian audience. Even, of course, I was just a regular kid. But I always liked the idea to write songs in English. Call me crazy, I don't know, but I wanted to come to America and I wanted to write songs in English. And I've been blessed. I had the opportunity to do this. And as I said, the last 15 years, I was able to pretty much write down and produce and publish and also distribute to the market more than 100 songs. And you can find any of my songs anywhere between Amazon.com, iTunes, and CD Baby, and many other different services. And also to my website, www.zanna.us. And I was saying before, I like to be free. I like to say exactly what I feel is right according to my facts and opinions and mindset. And, I always accept sponsors, and that's great. But at the same time, the fact any one of you, every listener, with just 99 cents, less than $1, you can offer me a coffee without give me a coffee, just downloading any of my song. You can go to my website, zanna.us, and download any of my songs for just 99 cents, even just one song. It really helps to keep this show free, keep it going, and encourage me to also do and write more songs. So that's what I'm saying. So I really want to let you know that we are ready now for the final part of our number 3. We'll talk about love, but today a little bit different. I would like to, instead of getting singles, that I want to take a break for a moment. I would like, because I will have many singles next week. I have a single from England, and I also should have another single, Great Lady from Italy, and also maybe one also from America. We're talking about the freedom-loving singles. I would like to remind you the second part of the hour 3, the final hour, a little bit about different type of love. Platonic love, love for nature, love for peace, love for just listen. Stay there. Don't go away. It's going to be different. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and on Guerrilla Media Network. Ciao.
Have you ever met someone on an online dating site and thought, wow, this guy is perfect for me, or she is simply amazing, only to find out they were hiding a deep, dark secret? They plan to vote for Hillary. FreedomLovers.us was created for singles who want to exchange ideas and a love for freedom. People who are looking for solutions to create and defend freedom in the real world, and at the same time, getting that once-in-a-lifetime chance to find their true soulmate. Whether you are interested in meeting your soulmate, making new friends, networking, or hanging out with that like-minded liberty lover, visit FreedomLovers.us. It's the first free dating site and community. So patriots, don't waste your time with other dating sites. FreedomLovers.us is the place where like-minded singles really click.
Here we go, our number 3. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. This is the final part. It's all about love. We before touched a little bit about some food, how to make a beautiful, delicious homemade pasta, fettuccine with eggs, pasta all'uovo. And now it's time to relax. Today I said I don't want to have any type of a special guest when it comes down to the freedom-loving singles, but I would like to remind you, you should go to visit freedomlovers.us, the only dating site that is not just a dating site, but also is a networking place where you can meet like-minded men and women and between, because we got everything, every little bit of everybody, of individuals who believe in freedom and respect each other's rights. They are not just from America, they are also from around the world. We are from Italy, from England, from Europe, from Australia. It's amazing. It's free. When you create an account on freedomlovers.us, also you can upload photos, videos. You have a free video messenger. And you can also advertise and promote your ideas, your scripts, your blogs. You have also free blogs and also your business ideas. Just don't spam it, okay? And it's free, as I said. But nothing really it's free because always somebody has to pay. So remember, the sponsor, it's my music. Go to my website, www.zanna.us. Now, today I would like to share with you a little bit of love, this final part. First of all, to get in the mood, I like to relax with some songs that normally you don't find on my published songs for sales. For example, the first song I have, it's called For You. I have for you the original song sang by a man with the lyrics from a man talking to a woman that you can find it, for example, in my CD, Luca Songs Volume 1. But the song I'm going to share with you right now, it's a bootleg. It's like a demo that I never really published as a song, but I will publish it soon. And it's sang by a woman talking to her man. So the lyrics, they're a little bit changed. I mean, the same lyrics, but at the end of the day, she says, I'm just a woman. And hope you like it. Remember, this song was created when I was working in 1999. I was working in Hollywood, West Hollywood exactly, in an interesting bar on the Sunset Strip. And at night I used to be there watching, looking around the humanity. And it was a very good place for me to think late at night and to come up with some emotions in lyrics and also in music. The song, it's called For You, music and lyrics by luca-zanna, and I hope you enjoy it. And don't forget, you can always get a text, write it down, and personalize it for your special one, man or woman. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Ciao.
Would like to be the wind blowing softly through your hair, caressing you all night, sail together in the sky. I would like to be the ocean, let you swim into my arms, let you sink into my love, never leaving you alone. For you, for you, for you. Oh baby, just for you, for you, for you, for you. Oh baby, just for you. I would like to be the world and everything to you, but tonight I'm just a woman. Oh baby, just for you. I would like to be the world and everything to you, but tonight I'm just a woman. And baby, and I love you. Born from your eyes, live on your face, die on your lips, for you.
And that was For You. Hope you like it. It's one of my favorite songs, honestly, especially the lyrics. I mean, come on, think about it for a moment. Try to visualize it. Try to visualize and to listen to every word I'm trying to share with you. For you, first of all, not for somebody else, but for you. And I really authorize you to use my lyrics if you want to impress your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever you want. You don't even need to sing the song, just to make it look like you're just saying a poem to them, okay? So we can say this together. But the beautiful thing, it's so simple. But sometimes the simple things are the ones that reach you and touch your heart. I really believe that. So I had a visual one day that I wanted to be a tear, and I wanted to be born from your eyes and live on your face and die where? On your lips. And that's pretty much was started the song for me, If you think about it, the place where you would like to be close to the person you like the most, you love the most, probably close to her eyes, close to her face, and die only on her lips. So this is pretty much the idea. I would like to be a tear, born from your eyes, live on your face, die on your lips. And the song was For You. Now, another song, something even more dramatic maybe. I like to have two wings. Sometimes we feel tired, we feel depressed. Not depressed, but stressed. I say sad. It's normal. I say it's normal. If you don't feel tired, stressed out, and sometimes sad, you are not human. I don't want to hear, you need to take antidepressant. No. Just drink a glass of wine and have some pasta, you feel better. But it's good sometimes to be having even dark emotions a little bit. So, especially when you have a background of life, that is not exactly always so perfect. And this is my background of life. And I want to share, you listen to the lyrics of this song I wrote a long, long time ago. I was 19. I like to have two wings. Musical lyrics by myself.
About a family that I never had, and maybe I never will. Dream about some peace of mind that's just a dream. Dream about you and your love that's gone away. I'd like to have two wings, fly away from this pain. I'd like to have two wings so I won't go insane. I'd like to have two wings to get back and see your eyes. Never leave you alone anymore. Is like a pearl. How many shells will I open before I find another one like you? Dream about a man that you can call daddy. Dream about somebody that you can call a friend. I'd like to have two wings, fly away from this pain. I'd like to have two wings so I won't go insane. I'd like to have two wings so I can't wait to see your eyes. Oh baby, I'll never leave you alone.
Well, I used to be, and I think I still am, a pretty profound guy. Even when I was a little guy, when I was a little child, I started to write things in writing and thinking, things normally a regular guy, a regular child of my age, 9, 10 years old, would even think. I'm not going to say I'm special, but for sure I'm different. So, and that's why I believe this hour, the hour that we say, hour number 3 for love, is a little more intimate hour where I share my real me. And for a moment I try to put aside all the fight, the struggles, fight for freedom, understanding what's going on, all the news, the politics, and try to come back to our spiritual world, to our very close, intimate world. And I feel like I am among friends, trying to share my life, and I like to hear from you. And don't forget also, I had that service that is a shout-out service. Do not confuse with shootout. Sometimes my English can make funny sounds. So it's a shout-out service that you can send me an email with a message, the name of the person you want to talk to or say something to, and I'll be happy here to do it for you. So I got a couple of messages this week. One is from a guy from New York. His name is Richard. Richard from New York. It's New York City, I guess. Yes, New York City. And he wants to make a love declaration to his girlfriend. His girlfriend name is Isabel. So, Isabel, if you're there listening to the show, we have a great message for you. This man really loves you. He wants to spend the rest of his life with you. So, give him a call, don't be shy, and get together. Don't waste time. It's a great opportunity. Life and happiness is now. Another song for you. And that was I'll Be Your Friend. Kind of try to move it up a little bit, otherwise we feel always so acoustic and slow. A little bit of a rock dance. Pretty much I like it a lot. I like pretty much every type of music, from classical to rock, dance. All I care that it reaches your heart. That's the most important thing. It gives you emotion. And speaking about emotion, you know, as I said, we are here to share also messages and loves from people around the world. They want to communicate. Sometimes they're a little shy. If you're a little shy, you want to say something like a message or even a serenade. If you want to sing a serenade to your special one, okay, you can hire me, and it's free. Think about it. I can do it right now for free. And this is exactly the next shout out. I have a guy in New Zealand. His name is Michael, okay? It's a young guy. I think it's 18. And he found this incredible friendship, love friendship. I think it's a long-distance friendship with a girl from Los Angeles. The girl, they met together. They had like some sort of a cultural, educational exchange. They spent some time together. The girl was in New Zealand. The name of the girl is Mary, okay? Or Marianne, Marianne. So, and I have this message. I have a serenade. I had to sing a little serenade for Marianne. Marianne, I know you're listening. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. This is a serenade of love, profound, simple, deep love from your best friend from New Zealand, Michael. Okay? And I won't put any music. I will just do it a cappella, as you say. And normally I also would put some special effects, but I will do it for you completely like this. And the song we're talking about, it's called Roma non fa la stupida stasera. Rome, don't be stupid tonight. And just to make you visualize where we are in Rome. It's night. You're in front of beautiful monuments, and you're looking at the river, and there is a breeze. There's this beautiful breeze from called Ponentino, and you're there with Michael, and there is a kind of nice sound, almost the sound of silence, mixed with the platain leaves, mixed with all these noises of the nature, of the 2,000 years and more older town that relives right now. So, this song is called Rome, Don't Be Stupid Tonight. Now, maybe I changed my mind. Maybe I should do it with a little bit of music. Let's see. But you know what? Surprise. I'll surprise you right now. And all I care that I hope you enjoyed. Roma non fa la stupida stasera. I didn't write this song, but I'm singing it for you as an hired serenader. Here we go. Roma non fa la stupida stasera. Here we go. Roma non fa la stupida stasera. Dammi una mano a fare di sì. Scegli tutte le stelle più brillarelle che c'hai e un friccico d'amore tutto per te. Fagli senti che è quasi primavera, mannali meglio grilli per fa cri cri. Presta per Ponentino, è più malandrino che c'hai. Roma non fa la stupida stasera. Here we go. E questa era, excuse me, I start to speak Italian now. This was Rome, Don't Be Stupid Tonight. It's a great serenade, and I really enjoy this service. It's a free service for my listeners. after we keep talking about guns and, pretty much freedom, rights, and all these things, a new world order, it's time to have fun. That's the way I like to have fun. I like to eat and drink and have friends. Simple as that. So send me an email with your name and the message you want to share with. And if you want, I will just read your message to the special person. Also sing a serenade. And all you have to tell him that to listen to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Now, this is the end of the show. Today, love was a different way to share it. I will be your messenger of love. You send me the message, send me the name of the person, and I will sing or say the poems or songs or whatever you want for your special one everywhere in the world. Talk to you soon. Stay tuned for the next week. Don't go away. Incredible guest and more and more news. Ciao. You've been listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on Guerrilla Media Network.